Francisco Authority, who is speaking on behalf of the Intelligent Transportation Society of America. Welcome, Ms. Chang.
Good morning, Chair Norton, Ranking Member Davis, Chair DeFazio, and subcommittee members. Thank you so much for the opportunity to provide San Francisco's and ITS America's perspective on the topic of pricing and congestion management. My name is Tilly Chang. I serve as the Executive Director of the County Transportation Authority, and it is an honor to provide testimony on our local experience with these topics and why we believe pricing and incentives are promising strategies to help us reach our transportation goals. First, let me provide an overview of the problem. As in other places, rising population and employment, but also combined with the growth of ride-hail vehicles, are clogging our streets. In a typical year, commuters spend about 116 hours, almost 3 weeks, stuck in traffic. Muni buses, private cars alike, they crawl on city streets at about 5 to 10 miles per hour during the rush hour period. Congestion also affects public health in our core neighborhoods. These are areas seeing record numbers of severe and fatal crashes, which our Vision Zero policy seeks to address. In addition, particulate emissions are adversely affecting our health and of the freeway-adjacent neighborhoods in the downtown and leading areas. Finally, congestion is a big part of why transportation as a sector is the largest component of greenhouse gas emissions in our city and state. So why are we looking at pricing? As a city, we have taken many steps to try to alleviate our rising congestion. We're investing heavily in our transit systems, building out our bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure, and improving more housing than ever near transit. And we've also implemented variable pricing of parking through our federally funded SF Park program. But it is not enough. We need more long-term federal funding, and in the near term, we hope to address our needs through congestion pricing and incentives because this strategy has the potential to dramatically and cost-effectively reduce traffic, improve public health, and increase equitable access. What is pricing? Let me address the basic components of a typical congestion pricing system. Pricing involves charging motorists a fee to drive in the busiest locations and times of day. Best practice usually combines pricing, transit, and discounts and incentives. Altogether, these policies and programs that new technologies now allow us to implement more effectively. In San Francisco, we began studying the feasibility of congestion pricing for our downtown area in 2008 with the support of a federal urban partnership agreement grant and value pricing program. That study found multiple benefits of a potential cordon, including 12% fewer rush hour trips, 20% faster bus speeds, and 16% lower emissions in the priced zone. The program also would generate about $80 million a year, as estimated in 2010. We successfully piloted an incentive-based program as well in 2016 with Bay Area Rapid Transit, or BART, using federal value pricing pilot program funds. This project shifted 10% of riders to the off-peak shoulder hours during average weekday morning peaks, and this was possible by using very modest rider rewards. So the use of carrots and not just sticks is possible through technology. Recently, due to the return of severe congestion, our board asked us to update these studies and identify an implementable area pricing or cordon pricing program by the end of next year. We are partnering with state, regional, and local agencies to do that work currently. A common concern around congestion pricing is whether the use of price to manage demand is fair. We think about this in this important question in three ways. First, driving in San Francisco is an expensive way to commute. Most peak period drivers earn high incomes, and the lowest income travelers are generally on transit. For low-income motorists and choice commuters who would prefer to take transit but don't have good options, pricing comes with a built-in solution: revenues. Revenues to fund new affordable transit services as well as active transportation. Next, equity and efficiency have been balanced before in other sectors. Consider what happens in the power sector, where demand is high, rates rise. And as found in that sector, lifeline rates can help mitigate financial impacts of peak charges for those who need it most. Finally, beyond mitigating the impacts of pricing, we believe such programs can actually help make San Francisco's transportation more equitable. This is because traffic disproportionately affects poor neighborhoods, as I mentioned previously, through impacts to transit performance, pedestrian safety, and emissions. Traffic reduction and revenue generation can greatly benefit low-income communities. Going forward, we intend to directly involve these communities in the program design itself. We will seek input about fee levels, discounts, and how to invest net revenues from those most affected, and we will explore innovative new approaches like enabling frequent transit riders to earn toll credits for those times when they need to drive. In conclusion, San Francisco faces a steep challenge with congestion, and we think a congestion pricing pilot can move the city toward a healthier, more equitable future. Our agency and ITS America are hopeful that the FAST Act reauthorization will maintain policy and grow funding support for pricing strategies, as well as for deployment of new technologies. Federal support for pricing and technology deployment could build on existing programs like the Advanced Transportation and Congestion Management Technologies Deployment Program or Value Pricing Program, or take the form similar to the 2008 Urban Partnership Agreements that I mentioned previously. Based on the large response to the Smart Cities Challenge a few years ago, our region believes demand for congestion relief programs will be high. We urge the committee to consider expanding this program and to provide flexibility to cities, regions, and states in designing our respective solutions. Thank you again, and thank you for your leadership. I'm pleased to answer your questions.